A very good morning to all of you. I request everyone to please keep your phones on silent as we start the proceedings. And I request all of you to please stand up for the national song to be played, and it will be followed by the national anthem.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malayaj Sheetalam, Shasya Shamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Shubhra Jyotsnam Pulakitayamini, Punya Kusumita Drumadala Shobhini, Suhasini Sumadhura Bhashini, Sukhadam Varadam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Koti Koti Kantha Kala Kala Ninada Karale, Koti Koti Bhujai Dhita Khara Karavale, Abala Kyanumat Bole, Bahubala Dharini Namami Tarini, Vipudala Varini Mataram, Vande Mataram. Tumi Vidya, Tumi Dharma, Tumi Riddhi, Tumi Marma, Tvam hi Prana Sharire, Bahute Tumi Ma Shakti, Hridaye Tumi Ma Bhakti, Tumarai Pratima Gadi Mandire Mandire, Vande Mataram, Tvam hi Durga Dasha Praharana Dharini, Kamala Kamala Dala Viharini, Vani Vidya Daini, Namami Tvam, Namami Kamala Mamala, Atula Sujala Sufala Mataram, Vande Mataram, Shamalam Saralam Susmitam Bhushitam, Dharani Bharani Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा, तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तव जय गाथा, जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे, जय 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 हे।
Left Taranjit Singh Sandhu, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Santishree Dhulipudi Pandit, Dean, School of International Studies, Professor Amitabh Mattoo, Associate Dean, Professor Sharad Soni, dignitaries, colleagues, and scholars. Welcome to the Felicitation event organized by Jawaharlal Nehru University to honor the Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, Sardar Taranjit Singh Sandhu. Delhi is not just the capital, but the heart and soul of India, with a myriad people representing all parts of the nation and showcasing its plurality and its energy. It is with great pleasure that we welcome an alumnus of the School of International Studies, Jawaharlal Nehru University, as the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, Honorable Shri Taranjit Singh Sandhu. I thank you all for being here this morning to welcome and to honor him. I'll request now Professor Amitabh Mattoo, Dean, School of International Studies, also the former Vice Chancellor of University of Jammu and a Padma Shri awardee, to make his welcome remarks.
Thank you, Professor Preeti Singh. Good morning, namaskar. The Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, Shri Taranjit Singh Sandhu ji, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of the University of JNU, Professor Santishree Dhulipudi Pandit, Associate Dean of SIS, Professor Sharad Soni, and Custodian of the SIS brand, Professor Preeti Singh, classmates of the SIS batch of 84, Amiya Chandra, Mukesh Prasad, K. Vikram Simha Rao, distinguished colleagues, esteemed guests, dear students, alumni, ladies and gentlemen. It is a singular privilege and honor to welcome the Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, Shri Taranjit Singh Sandhu, back to his alma mater, the School of International Studies, JNU. Today's occasion is deeply meaningful for JNU and SIS. We gather not merely to felicitate a distinguished constitutional authority and one of India's most accomplished diplomats, but also to welcome back a deeply valued alumnus whose achievements have brought honor to the School of International Studies and to Jawaharlal Nehru University. In honoring Shri Taranjit Singh Sandhu, today we are in many ways honoring our own. For many of us present here, this occasion carries a special personal significance. Those who knew the Lieutenant Governor during our years together at SIS remember him as a person of exceptional warmth, quiet confidence, and intellectual seriousness. Even as a student, he possessed qualities that would later distinguish his public life: dignity without ostentation, confidence without arrogance, and an unusual ability to inspire trust and goodwill among people. Over the decades of a distinguished diplomatic career spanning several decades, Shri Taranjit Singh Sandhu served India with exceptional distinction across some of the most important theatres of international diplomacy: Russia, Ukraine, Germany, Sri Lanka, and the United States, and the US case twice. His tenure in Washington coincided with a transformative phase in India-US relations, and his contribution to strengthening that strategic partnership has received widespread recognition. What is particularly noteworthy is that in an increasingly polarized political environment, the Lieutenant Governor earned admiration across partisan divides in the US. Both President Joe Biden and President Donald Trump, who disagree about almost everything else, personally acknowledged and appreciated his contribution to advancing Indo-US relations and strengthening one of the defining strategic partnerships of our times. Likewise, during his service in Sri Lanka at a sensitive moment in regional politics, he demonstrated the judgment, composure, and strategic insight that are the hallmarks of distinguished diplomacy. Yet, public accomplishments alone do not explain the deep affection and respect that so many people feel for him. What has always distinguished the Lieutenant Governor, for those who know him personally, is his humanity. Despite occupying positions of immense responsibility, he has remained remarkably accessible and responsive to the concerns of ordinary people, colleagues, students, and friends alike. This became especially evident during the COVID pandemic, when many individuals experienced his kindness and support at moments of anxiety and uncertainty. Those who approached him seeking assistance encountered not merely efficiency, but empathy. He helped quietly, graciously, and without seeking recognition. Perhaps these qualities are rooted in the remarkable tradition from which he comes. His grandfather, Sardar Teja Singh Samandri, was one of the great figures of the Gurudwara reform movement in Punjab, and among the founding leaders of the Shrimani Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee, remembered for courage, sacrifice, and commitment to public causes. That tradition of public service and institution building continued in the next generation. Shri Sandhu's father, Professor Bhishan Singh Samundri, was the founding Vice Chancellor of Guru Nanak Dev University, while his mother, Dr. Jagjit Kaur Sandhu was herself a distinguished academic and educationist. One can therefore see in the Lieutenant Governor's own life the continuation of a remarkable legacy, one in which scholarship, public service, humility, and national commitment are deeply intertwined. It is therefore especially fitting that he returns to JNU today as the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. Delhi, as you heard from Professor Preeti Singh, occupies a unique place in the life of our nation. It is at once a historic city, a democratic capital, and the site of immense aspiration and complexity. To govern Delhi requires not only administrative ability, but also imagination, sensitivity, and larger vision of public good. Few individuals are better equipped for such responsibilities than Shri Taranjit Singh Sandhu. The theme of today's interaction, Reimagining Delhi, is therefore both timely and significant. The occasion acquires even greater significance as the SIS marks 70 years of its distinguished journey. Over these decades, SIS has contributed to India's intellectual and strategic life through scholarship, diplomacy, and public service. Sri Taranjit Singh Sandhu stands in the finest tradition of SIS alumni who have carried the institution's values into national and international service. For the students of SIS gathered here, his journey is also a reminder that public service, when guided by integrity, competence, and empathy, remains amongst the noblest forms of national contribution. On behalf of the School of International Studies, it is my privilege to extend to the Honorable Lieutenant Governor our warmest welcome. We are doubly honored by the presence of the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Santishree Dhulipudi Pandit, another distinguished alumna under whose visionary leadership SIS and JNU has revitalized itself. Lieutenant Governor Sandhu, we are honored by your presence, proud of your achievements, and delighted to welcome you back to the institution that helped shape your remarkable journey. Welcome home to SIS and to JNU. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. I now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Santishree Dhulipudi Pandit, who is not just the first woman Vice Chancellor of JNU, but also an alumna of SIS, as the Dean just pointed out. I request you to preside over the session, ma'am, and also give your chair's address.
Respected Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, Honorable Shri Taranjit Singh Sandhu, Dean of the School, Professor Amitabh Mattoo, Associate Dean, Professor Sharad Soni, and Preeti Singh, Professor Preeti Singh, dear faculty, Professor Muni, who was our teacher, and Amya Chandra, I thank you all for coming today, and faculty, students. It is a very proud moment for JNU that the alumni of JNU are doing so well, not only in academics, but also in public life. I'm Professor Honorable Shri Taranjit Singh Sandhu, ambassador as well. I remember him first when I had come to JNU in 1985. He would try to make us all very serious. He was part of a South Asia group. And I remember he would get us all to come and listen to lectures and become a little more academic and research oriented. And I remember that they were a foursome, that is Dean Amitabh Mattoo, and as well as Venkat Varma and Shubrat Ratu. So I always saw them, and they were the ones who really were our peers. So I must thank all of them because they led by example. And if at all I'm doing so well today, part of the contribution goes to my seniors who did guide me when I came to JNU. Once again, I welcome him to JNU and assure him, you would see the difference, sir. We are one of the most nationalistic universities. And after I took over in 2022, academics and research has been doing extremely well. And most of the students have been at least able to finish their studies on time. I had a few science students who are the PMRF candidates for PhD who thanked me profusely for helping them to finish their thesis without any disturbance. I thank the students, the faculty, as well as all the deans, my staff, for cooperating with us and also be able to take JNU to new heights. Let me also tell the Lieutenant Governor that JNU has performed the best on QS rankings. We are the only university within the 1 to 50. And we are just behind Kharagpur, which was on 22, and we were 24. So all the other IITs, IIMs came much behind us. Though we are the only central university and we are the poorest. We said that poverty doesn't come in the way of any academic excellence. As they say, the poor shall inherit the earth. I think our students are doing best, despite our infrastructure and all that needing a lot, because of and we also thank the government of India in giving us the funds whenever we ask. I'm very good at spending money, Lieutenant Governor. I realized even if you have an overdraft, they have to give it to us because JNU has a brand and the media immediately picks it over. So I've learned the art that overspend, you'll get it. Don't underspend for fee. And I would also tell the ambassador that when he was ambassador to US, I did meet him. He was very kind in not only being very cordial with me when I met him after several years, and also helped my daughter get a police certificate in 1 hour. So I thank you for your personal, at the time I was not the Vice Chancellor, okay? So I would say that the Lieutenant Governor is a lot of humility. And finally, I would like to tell you that we follow the 10 Ds in JNU. That is development, democracy, decentralization, dissent, diversity, difference, debate, discussion, deliberations, and dharma. And JNU, all students here are extremely doing well in all their pursuits. And JNU is a university that represents the national ethos as well, because we have students now from 15 different states of India. And we have also implemented the national examination, which is the CUET. And I thank everybody for cooperating with it, because people will think we did it because there was pressure. No, it was a financial decision. It was cheaper that Government of India conducts the exam than we conduct our own exams, because we didn't have the wherewithal. And I think this has greatly benefited JNU. And we have maintained diversity with a lot of faculty appointments from all walks of life. And we also are not in the red line when it comes to affirmative action. All the reservations have been totally implemented, and you would see that the university has a very different way to look at. I tell students we can disagree. We can agree to disagree, but no violence at any point. And I thank the Lieutenant Governor for making time and coming to Jawaharlal Nehru University, of which all of us are an alumni. And I think alumni make a difference, because that they are the ones who understand the entire culture of Jawaharlal Nehru University. Once again, I welcome you to Jawaharlal Nehru University, and thank you for coming and showing your affection for the university. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I now request our Vice Chancellor to felicitate the Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, Shri Taranjit Singh Sandhu. I now request all dignitaries on the dais to release Vishwaniti, the official quarterly review of the School of International Studies. The review features expert analysis and faculty contributions on global affairs, and the editorial board is led by Professor Samina Hamid, who is Samina, if you can.
Come and the others. Abhishek and
Dr. Anshu, Dr. Abhishek, Dr. Shakti.
Preeti, you also come, please.
I now request the Dean, Professor Amitabh Mattoo, to felicitate and present a memento on behalf of the School of International Studies to Honorable Taranjit Singh Sandhu. I also request the Dean to welcome the Vice Chancellor. I call upon the Chairperson, JNU Alumni Affairs, Dr. Jagannathan, to bring us the Distinguished Alumnus Award and request our Vice Chancellor to present it to him. We have already presented this award to Dr. Jaishankar and Madam Nirmala Sitaraman, who are also alumnus of the School of International Studies.
I told you the four some are there.
Now I invite the Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, Shri Taranjit Singh Sandhu, to share his thoughts with us on reimagining Delhi.
The dynamic Vice Chancellor of JNU, Santishree Pandit, Dean Amitabh Mattoo, Associate Dean Professor Sharad Soni, Convener Professor Preeti Singh, distinguished faculty members, and I see my teacher Professor Muni here, distinguished guests, including some of my classmates, friends from JNU, and of course, above all, dear students. A very good morning to all of you. Madam Vice Chancellor, with your permission, I cannot help but start with a story. Amitabh Mattoo is very special. He was always very special. And my friends here will remember that we used to have chai. I'm sure still the students have. In our time, the chai only costed 25 paisa. Whenever we would be sitting and we would order our chai, हम ये देखते थे कि अमिताभ मट्टू वहाँ बैठा है तो उसकी चाय पहले आ जाती थी, वो हमारे बाद आता था. Whether it was in Periyar Godavari Hostel or in Purvanchal. As I said, he was always very special. So we looked into कि ये चक्कर क्या है. बाद में पता लगा कि जो हम चाय 25 पैसे की लेते हैं, अमिताभ मट्टू डबल देता है. I don't want to expose him, but he was always special. and I came across a concept of HMT. I don't know how many of you know, half milk tea. Amitabh Mattoo would get that. Returning to Jawaharlal Nehru University is special, a deeply personal experience. This is not just an academic space, it's a place where ideas were shaped, where perspectives were challenged, where some of the most formative years of my life unfolded. Many of the questions we are discussing today about cities, governance, identity, and the future were first encountered and debated in spaces like this. As India redefines its place in the world, it is equally important to think about the future of its capital. Delhi is not merely a city, it's a living civilization. From the grandeur of Indraprastha to the cultural richness of Shah Jahanabad, from the vision of Lutyens Delhi to the aspirations of modern global capital, Delhi has continuously reinvented itself across centuries. And today we stand at yet another defining moment in that journey. As Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has said, Indian cities are turning into engines of growth. The more modern, convenient, and better connected Delhi becomes, the more strongly India's self-confidence will be visible to the world. This vision reminds us that Delhi's transformation is not just about infrastructure, but about projecting India's confidence and leadership globally. As India moves with confidence towards becoming a leading global power, Delhi too must evolve, not only as the political capital of the nation, but as a model of sustainable urban development, inclusive growth, cultural leadership, innovation, and quality of life. Reimagining Delhi, therefore, is not simply about infrastructure, but about reimagining the very experience of urban living. I believe the Delhi of future must be built on 5 essential pillars. The first pillar is sustainability. No city can aspire to global leadership without assessing environmental challenges with urgency and sincerity. Cleaner air, rejuvenated water bodies, enhanced green cover, effective waste management, the adoption of renewable energy, and sustainable mobility must become central to Delhi's urban vision. We must move beyond reactive measures and commit ourselves to long-term ecological planning. The Yamuna must not only be cleaned, it must be restored as a vibrant, ecological, and cultural lifeline of the city. At the same time, stronger public transport systems, electric mobility, pedestrian-friendly streets, cycling infrastructure, and integrated urban planning will define the next phase of Delhi's transformation. The second pillar is inclusion. A truly global city is the one where growth is shared and opportunities are accessible to all. Delhi's future must belong equally to women, senior citizens, youth, differently abled, migrant workers, entrepreneurs, artists, students, and vulnerable communities. Urban development cannot be limited to physical infrastructure alone. It must also strengthen social infrastructure, healthcare, education, safety, accessibility, and dignity. Technology and governance must work together to create systems that are transparent, efficient, and citizen friendly. The objective should be simple: governance that is responsive, accessible, and humane. The third pillar is culture. Delhi possesses one of the richest cultural identities anywhere in the world. Its monuments, literature, food traditions, music, crafts, languages, museums, festivals, and artistic community together form the soul of this city. As we modernize Delhi, we must ensure that we do not lose its cultural memory. Instead, we must strengthen Delhi's position as a global cultural capital. Investment in museums, public art, creative industries, cultural tourism, heritage restoration, and community spaces can help create a city where culture is not preserved passively but lived actively. Because culture connects communities, strengthens identity, and creates new economic opportunities. The fourth pillar is innovation and economic growth. Delhi has the potential to emerge not only as the administrative capital but also as a leading center for knowledge, startups, tourism, hospitality, the creative economy, and the wider service sector. The future belongs to cities that encourage innovation, entrepreneurship, digital ecosystems, skilling, and collaboration. We must create an environment where young minds can dream, innovate, and contribute meaningfully to nation building. And to realize that vision, partnerships between government, academia, industry, and civil society are essential. The fifth, and perhaps the most important pillar, is compassion. A city cannot truly progress if it loses its humanity. Reimagining Delhi means creating a city that is empathetic to the elderly, accessible to persons with disabilities, safe for women, supportive of children, respectful towards workers, and caring towards the underprivileged. The measure of a great city is not only found in its skylines or infrastructure. It is found in how it treats its most vulnerable citizens. Delhi has always represented the spirit of India: diverse, resilient, dynamic, and aspirational. The task before us is not easy. Urbanization, environment pressures, population growth, mobility challenges, and resource management demand coordinated action and long-term vision. But every challenge also presents an opportunity. If we work collectively, government institutions, the private sector, urban planners, environmentalists, cultural leaders, and citizens, Delhi can emerge as one of the most admired and future-ready capitals in the world. Reimagining Delhi is not the responsibility of one institution alone. It is a shared responsibility, a shared vision, and above all, a shared commitment. A commitment to creating a city that future generations will be proud to inherit. Let us work together to build a Delhi that is environmentally conscious, culturally vibrant, economically dynamic, technologically progressive, and deeply humane. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir, for very imaginatively highlighting the aura of Delhi, calling it a living civilization, its charm and its potential, environmental, cultural, technological, etc. We really look forward to a renewed city under your leadership. If it is agreeable with you, sir, maybe we can have a brief interaction with the audience, students, and yeah. So I'll request Professor Mattoo to moderate the proceedings.
The Honorable Lieutenant Governor has kindly agreed to interact with the students and other members of the audience. So if there are any students who want to raise any ideas, please go ahead. There will be a mic which will go around.
If I may clarify, as Amitabh said, we are not going into a question-answer session. The young and the youth here have a lot of ideas. So do share, as Amitabh said, do share your ideas. I promise you, we'll certainly be on the listening side. And if you don't want to share today, email us. You can start off with the story I told you.
Yeah.
Do you still have the chai? 25 paisa?
हेलो
Why don't you stand up and identify yourself?
गुड मॉर्निंग सर मेरा सर मतलब क्वेश्चन नहीं मतलब एक तरीके से विचार है कि जैसी जो मतलब रिवर है वो जिस हिसाब से हिमनद से निकलती है ग्लेशियर से जैसी रिवर निकलती है तो क्या इंसान की ये जिम्मेदारी नहीं है कि वैसा ही पानी हमें समुद्र तक पहुंचाना चाहिए मेरा कहना मतलब है कि बिल्कुल जीरो पॉल्यूटेंट होना चाहिए और हम इसको कैसे प्रैक्टिकली इस चीज़ को कैसे इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हैं
आप बताएंगे ना, आइडियाज आपसे चाहिए। आइडियाज भी तो दीजिए।
ठीक है
देखिए, दुनिया में बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस बहुत है। मैं आपको यूएस का बताऊं तो आप कहेंगे यूएस की बात कर रहा है, बट रवांडा भी शहर है, कंट्री है। थोड़ा पढ़िए कैसे 3-4 साल में साफ हो गया।
यस
So technology plays a very important role, and that's where institutions and young people like you can come forward, and we must adapt best practices everywhere. अगर आप यहाँ ही देखेंगे, आप कभी महरौली जाइए, यहाँ आपसे कुतुब मीनार दिखता है। महरौली में एक रिस्टोर्ड पार्क है, डीडीए ने रिस्टोर करी है। You don't have to go to Connaught Place. Go there and you will see how much effectively best practices are available in Delhi itself. We have IIT right next door. We have School of Architecture Planning. We have JNU. We must use all the expertise here itself, and I'm sure a solution will come.
यस सर बिकॉज मुझे लगता है कि प्रत्येक इंसान को अपनी जिम्मेदारी निभानी चाहिए लाइक उसमें किसी भी प्रकार का पॉल्यूशन नहीं करना चाहिए तो मे भी जैसे आप बोल रहे हैं कि 3 से 4 साल में वो साफ हो सकता है मे भी 1 साल भी ना लगे क्योंकि अगर हर एक इंसान ये जिम्मेदारी लेगा कि मैं अपनी नदी को गंदा नहीं करूँगा तो मे बी इट विल बी सॉल्व इन ओनली 1 ईयर।
बहुत सही कहा आपने। सबसे पहले मैं अपने घर को साफ रखूंगा, साथ वाले के वहां कूड़ा नहीं फेंकूंगा। ऐसी कई और चीजें हैं। 615 चलती है कैंपस में?
हाँ सर चलती है।
तो सेफ्टी एंड सिक्योरिटी सबसे पहले जेएनयू में, फिर बाहर। और जो गलत साइड से मोटरसाइकिल और स्कूटर चलाते हैं उनको रोकिए। वो दिल्ली के ही लोग हैं और रेड लाइट क्रॉस करते हैं।
हाँ सर कर
So it's a combined effort, and we must make people conscious and aware.
यस सर थैंक यू सर।
Any of the girl students?
Amitabh was always very popular with girls.
Yes, I agree. I used to see.
That's the same case now also, sir. I do agree with you. So, good morning, sir. My name is Rajshri Deval. I'm pursuing PhD from Japanese Studies, Center for East Asian Studies. So, in your discussion, you've just mentioned that we need to make Delhi more sustainable, and we need to focus on also on this aspect that the climate change and global warming, they are not just impacting the environment of Delhi, but also the people who are residing in Delhi. So, I feel when it comes to particularly my work is on disaster management. So when it comes to making the infrastructure more disaster resilient, then we need to relook, and we need to relook at the planning, urban planning especially. So I feel that the infrastructure which is right now developed in Delhi, it does need a lot of analysis, and we can cooperate with the government of Japan and with the industries of Japan to make more disaster resilient infrastructure. Thank you.
Absolutely, I agree with you. In fact, the World Bank has a lot of expertise because people have exposures and experiences all around the world. Similarly, I mentioned to you in Delhi itself, we have a very successful school of planning and architecture. So we are engaging with them and we are going to involve everybody together. Problems are well known. अभी गर्मी का टाइम है तो पानी की प्रॉब्लम आती है जेएनयू में तो पानी की प्रॉब्लम ऑलवेज थी मेरे टाइम पे भी थी ये और बात है कि हम सब लोग we were more concerned about what was happening in Nicaragua than what was happening in of those times but after that we will have rains drainage flooding I can go on and on. So, like any one of you, I have also, as I have often said, JNU is my Karam Bhumi. I have studied here, schooling, college यहाँ किया, फिर यूनिवर्सिटी यहाँ करी, काम यहाँ किया. तो हम सबकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है इन चीज़ों में और वेस्ट का उन्होंने मेंशन किया ही. So, hopefully, best practices and expertise from all around the world, not just Japan, but a lot of other countries too. And since this is the capital, जब भी हम बात करते हैं, Prime Minister Modi has Vikshit Bharat objective, very clear. And in that, Delhi is one of the most critical parts. It's the capital of this. So we should be proud of this capital, all of us. आइडेंटिफाई कर देना अपने आप को.
ये हमारे फैकल्टी मेंबर है, यंग फैकल्टी मेंबर फ्रॉम
अच्छा
उड़ीसा.
Thank you so much, Honorable Vice Lieutenant General, for being kind enough to share our thoughts. So, my name is Makarand Barik. I'm an assistant professor in Center for East Asian Studies. Joined 2 years back, and I was a scholar in the same center. So I basically belong from I come from a village in Odisha. So most of my till 25 years I have spent my life in village, and I have seen how clean and how calm even the public spaces are. And when I come to Delhi, I see the situation. And regarding the cleanliness part, particularly in the public spaces, what I see that public lack the sense of owningness. The public doesn't feel it's our own property, the public spaces, and they don't mind spilling the filth or the waste and all. So that has been really a problem, how to bringing the sense of belongingness or possessionness among the public, and that would be a way by which we can make a change in bringing cleanliness to our public places. And in that regard, I think a constant public awareness campaign would help. Particularly, I take the example of the government of Odisha's initiative, kind of mob bus initiative, where and more school, like my school or my bus, where the government tries to make or give a sense among the spread a sense among the public that even public properties are individual properties. So the public awareness campaign would go a long way in inculcating the values, or rather socializing the public how to not to spoil the public places, and thereby we can achieve. And regarding the technological interventions, sir, we need to take the technology into the household also. Like for example, from my individual experience, we waste a lot of water in our own bathroom, in our wash basin, and there are places like that. And one of the problem I have noticed, we keep the tap open for so long, even while brushing the teeth, we keep the water flowing. So, and we don't mind it consciously. And if we can develop, there are certainly technology and products are also available, but if we can popularize the use of such kind of products and technology by which we can reduce the wastage of water in household only, that would go a long way in preserving the resources and also lessening the burden on public institutions and authorities to cleanliness. Thank you so much.
Take those, please. Sure. I'll just request the Honorable Lieutenant Governor to take 2-3 interventions. The High Commissioner of Trinidad and Tobago, and then Dr. Manish Tabare.
Lieutenant Governor, I just want to say on behalf of my country, Ambassador from Guatemala, we are here to facilitate you, but also to make a statement on behalf of the hundreds of diplomats living in Delhi. Delhi belongs to us while we are here also. So thank you for what you're doing. We were there at your event at the Qutub Minar, the beautifully restored property. So we're enjoying the work that you're doing. We're glad to be here and glad to facilitate you. Thank you.
Dr. Tabare.
Great to see you, Lieutenant General, back in Delhi, and you're already a big star on all social media, and you're interacting with common people, students, and going by metro. I think that's such a welcome change to see a governor like you doing it, which is a rare. So there are two specific, I don't have any advice, but two specific questions.
I thought you will give ideas.
Sir,
You're a professor.
Sir, I'll give you in private, not here.
Sure.
Sir, two specific questions. One is about Delhi. Do you think there is too much loose ends in terms of the governance structure of Delhi? Multiple layers. So you have the central government, Home Ministry, you have then Delhi government, and then corporations or municipal councils. So I think what sort of reform at that in terms of tying all the threads, so that exactly you talked about the 5 pillars, how you can implement that. So I think that is one question. And the second is digressing. We are all in SIS, and you have been an accomplished diplomat. So we would like to hear how do we deal with Trump. I think we can't all figure out that.
He's his friend.
Yeah, absolutely. He did tweet about you, so I think he has a much better insight into what Trump thinks and the people around him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
About multiple layers, we have only one leader in Delhi, so let's not talk about multiple layers.
So, firstly, you mentioned about your background. I cannot help but also share with everyone. Amitabh mentioned about my mother. She came from rural Punjab, and since this is an academic institution, I'm sure you will greatly understand what I'm going to say. In 1956, she went from Punjab to Ohio State University and did her doctorate in 2 years, and came back to Punjab and taught in Government College for Women, Amritsar. She retired as principal of Government College for Women. Rest I don't have to mention. So definitely the rural India, and I used to mention that often in my postings. The tier 2, tier 3 cities, the strength of India lies there. And I used to tell many of these multinationals, because what happens mostly is when the companies come, they come to the metropolis. They have the interviews there and they pick up people from there. But with no, and since so many states are represented here, as the Vice Chancellor mentioned, and I also, a whole lot of formation in my thinking was done by interacting with friends from across India here, including international students who were very prominent. The points which you made are so relevant that ultimately we have to see the responsibility in ourselves. A small example I'll give you. I mentioned about the bus here. You know, those days, and Amitabh will remember, we used to go to Chanakya, some of these cinema halls, late night in 615. And many of our women friends used to be part of that group. And we would come back around 12:30 at night. Look at the evolution of the city. Go to the metro, look how clean it is, how effective it is. I've seen metros all around the world, from Moscow to Washington to a lot of other places. And I can definitely vouch that Delhi Metro is of top quality. And it's very clean. How are we able to do that? I'll give you an example from my home city, Amritsar. If you ever go to the Golden Temple, Darbar Sahib, the same crowd will be so disciplined. Nobody jumps a queue. If you jump a queue, कोई आदमी कहेगा यार बड़ी जल्दी पड़ी है भगवान को मिलने की. Everybody falls in line. People will throw the plastics where it should be thrown. The moment the person comes out, moves to the parking, gets his car out or motorcycle out, he's back to himself. The same individual, the same individual. So I think you really touch the point. Ultimately, it has to, that responsibility has to be shared, and we must express it publicly. And part of our plan is to carry out a public message, make people conscious. But that consciousness, most importantly, will come from each one of you. You have to tell your neighbor, it's not that his room should be clean and he should bring out all the muck and throw it in the next one or in front of the next one. So that's a practice which we have to follow. And technology, you are so right. I mean, look, forget, these are the days of AI. All of you read about it. Why read? Many of you are using one aspect of AI, which is Chat GPT or something like that. The technology and human being have to work together. The solution, it's not a substitute. Therefore, theory of AI is not that important. Application of AI is the most important. So, technology, yes, but technology has to be used by human beings. And we can get the best technology for Delhi, and we should. Also, I spoke about startups. That's where the future is. Look at the tourism, look at the history we have. Some of the Jamuna Ghats, look at the brickwork. Some of them have been restored by DDA. We will get them to act on many others. But so much of tourism we can even generate there. Go to Rome. The same roads, the same history has been created into a tourism industry. So there is a whole lot of potential, and I feel we should look positively. There's no doubt the challenges are huge. Don't misunderstand me, and I don't misunderstand the situation. But I have given you examples where we can. I mean, if somebody like me from SIS can make it in the world, you just mentioned, it's not President Trump alone who has praised. If you also look at what President Biden said,
Yes.
and at the end of the day, while I'll not touch that, end of the day, because I'm not in foreign policy sphere, but at the end of the day, we have to tackle. Many times, as a professor, your dean sometimes is of this side and sometimes of that side, but you tackle. You tackle your vice chancellor. So, I think the conclusion is we must tackle, and how we tackle, that's an issue which people like Amitabh will. I also want to take the opportunity, I was remiss in recognizing the diplomats here, the ambassadors, high commissioners. It's wonderful to see all of you here. I know the places where you come from, these are great countries, and I keep telling my team here that this rains, we can't have flooding in New Delhi. We can't have flooding in other places also, but I can assure you we look forward to a cooperative relationship with all the embassies. We would like to learn from you about best practices in your countries, and many of these problems you are also facing and how you are resolving them. So it will be a great experience for us. Welcome. Look forward to our association. I'm so happy that you were able to come. It was one of our ideas. We wanted to present the diversity. You know, it's not just Baisakhi, but 8 Indian states have the festival at that time. So that was one part. Second, we also wanted to showcase restored heritage. I think after 7 p.m. you saw that beautiful lighting of Qutub Minar and that green space which we have created, and we wanted the people of Delhi this side to know that you don't have to go to India Gate, you can go right here. Similarly, we are going to do programs in East, West, North, South Delhi, just to highlight and bring focus to some of the places like that. Professor Saab, I know I should get you to answer many of these questions here. As far as different structures of governance are concerned, I would not lose sleep over that. I think the responsibility of everyone, and my responsibility foremost, is to ensure that citizens of Delhi are comfortable. Whatever we can do, whatever ideas we can, different parts of the government. I keep telling, many times they say this part of the road is with NDMC and that part is with DDA. I keep telling my officials here that the people in Delhi, you can't give this answer to them. Whatever it is, we have to coordinate. So I would see our role will be of coordinating gently, encouraging everybody to start performing. And I'm sure, I'm not saying revolutionary changes will come, but incremental changes, we just don't have a choice. So thank you very much.
One last second, sir.
I just want to add, so we are no longer the argumentative Indians. Okay, JNU is incubating a startup
Yeah, that's what I'm
which
trying.
brings up AI based traffic regulations model for Delhi NCR and network-centric transportation system. Let me congratulate the Atal Incubation Center and the Niti Aayog for we have a lot of very successful startup, and we have said not only IITs innovate, JNU also innovates.
Definitely.
And we also have the PMR, that is the ANR pair program. Do you know, Lieutenant Governor, we beat IIT Delhi, Delhi University, all the IITs around. JNU got it among the 7 who got all over India. So I should thank our School of Life Sciences and all other science schools. We got 100 crores for research on environment and such issues. So we are changing slowly, as you said, incrementally.
Wonderful. I do know that Life Sciences had a beautiful building.
Yeah.
Lot of this thing. Sure. Go ahead.
We'll have some informal interaction in the foyer with some students, which I want to find attendance for Sankari.
I request our Associate Dean, School of International Studies, Professor Sharad Soni, to propose a formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, Professor Preeti Singh. On behalf of the School of International Studies, I would like to extend our profound gratitude to Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, Sardar Taranjit Singh Sandhu, for gracing this gathering with his esteemed presence and for delivering such an insightful and thought-provoking address. Sir, what makes today's interaction truly special for us is that your vast experience accumulated through years of practice, negotiation and engagement at the highest levels of global diplomacy has been shared with us in a direct and accessible manner. Through your reflections today, we have been able to engage with a live understanding of governance, strategic thinking, and policy making. So thank you, sir, for being with us today. I would like to place on record our sincere and respectful appreciation and gratitude to Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Santishree Dhulipudi Pandit, for graciously chairing this session. Ma'am, your visionary leadership and unwavering commitment to academic excellence have continuously strengthened the intellectual fabric of JNU. Today's interaction stands as a reflection of that commitment to academic vibrancy and institutional excellence. Thank you, ma'am, for gracing the occasion. My deep appreciation also goes to our Dean, Professor Amitabh Mattoo, whose presence and guidance have been instrumental in shaping this event. Sir, your leadership has ensured that SIS remains at the forefront of critical global debates, fostering a space where academic inquiry intersects with real-world policy concerns. Thank you, sir, for all your kind support and encouragement. At this point, I would especially like to mention that all the 3 dignitaries sitting on the dais are alumni of SIS. Nothing more we could ask for today as member of SIS fraternity. I would also like to express our deep sense of gratitude to Rector Professor Dipendranath Das, as well as the University Registrar, Professor Ravi Kes, Dean of Students, Director Admission, our Finance Officer, and all those from the administration who graced the occasion today. The presence of our seniors and JNU alumni sitting in the audience further ensures that they would like to remain connected with the institution where they spend significant time of their life. Thank you and gratitude to all of you for being with us today, sir. We are also grateful to Professor Muni, who is here with us, who has always been with us whenever we invite him for any program. I would like to acknowledge also the contributions of the organizing committee of this event, led by Professor Preeti Singh, as well as all the faculty members and the students whose dedication and efforts have made this event possible. Once again, on behalf of the faculty, students, and the staff of the School of International Studies, I would like to convey our deepest appreciation to Sardar Taranjit Singh Sandhu and all our distinguished dignitaries, ambassadors, guests, colleagues, and participants for making this occasion truly memorable and meaningful. I thank all of you.
I request everyone to stand for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे